You can do that.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just waiting for Richard to join us, and we'll start tonight's live Q&A, which today is about equipment that we use and hopefully how to prevent blisters, and any other questions that you might have yourselves. So just bear with me, and we'll wait for Richard to join us. Good afternoon, Richard.
Afternoon, you alright?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. You're on a different angle than me.
I'm gonna change it.
No. Other way.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. How are you, Richard?
Yeah, very well. How are you?
Not too bad. Do you prefer Richard or Rick or Rich?
Richard's fine.
Richard.
Fine.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Can't tell. We've got 4 viewing up to now. Do you want to do a quick introduction? I think some people will know me from the last Q&A that I did a couple of weeks ago, but do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Richard. I'm a 35, and I actually started running in January. So I've started off with the cows to a 5k, and then now I've moved up to training for a marathon. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's going well. I'm up to week 10, so that's a 16-week program. So I'm just getting to the massive miles now. So it was on Wednesday. Yesterday I did a 30k. So a bit tired today, I'll be honest. But as I say, I'm enjoying it. It's going well. So yeah,
Brilliant.
Well, that's it.
So what's made you step up from couch to 5k to a marathon in the same year? Was there anything that drove you on, or was it just a local marathon for you?
No, for me, I just like the challenge. Anything I do in life, if I start just anything really, I just like to going, full. And I just saw the marathon and thought I'll just go for that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm enjoying
good
it.
Man.
And distance is a more like a finger goal for instead of speed or time. I just go for distance. So it was kind of a natural progression just to carry on to that.
Yeah. I know where you're coming from. I'm more of a distance man myself. Not that I'm very quick at short or long stuff, but I just I find the longer stuff sort of gives you more time to what's the word I'm looking for? But if you do short stuff and you run slow, it's you sort of finishing.
The short stuff, the 5k, I've run it at about 20 to 25 minutes. So I do like a tempo every week, which is a 5k, and I do that now, which is it's not quick, but I wouldn't call it slow, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I do like a medium one, which is my 10 to 12, and then an easy 15, and then my long run, which of course is progressing week by week, getting bigger, and then easy again, and then 3 weeks of progression. So, oh no, I'm just because I'm still quite new to it all, and for me, I'm still trying to find my feet a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, you're doing very well to say this is your first year of running. Yeah. I was running.
Oh, as I say, I only started running to lose a bit of weight, so I've lost like a few stone over the first 6 months, and then I've just carried it on because he enjoyed it. I thought, why stop? Just carry on.
Yeah, definitely. like I say, you're doing really well with it at the minute. You know, so how's your training going? Is that going as you expected? Is it harder than you thought training for a marathon, or?
It's really hard, but I'm enjoying it, and it's just going to plan personally. Nutrition wise, I've had to change a bit. I've had to actually add more calories to it because I was losing a bit too much weight, and it came up off a couple of friends, off the wife and that. So far, I look at it, and it's true. I was losing a bit more weight than what I should. So I've added a fourth meal. I've added snacks in between. I've added the extra calories, and now I've kind of leveled out nicely.
Yeah.
So it's all learning, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a
training going.
Yeah, that's a very good point actually. Last year, not last year, the year before, I was being coached by John, our nutritionalist.
Yeah.
And he put me on to like 4,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
And I actually, and like you say, the extra meal a day. I genuinely thought it would be easy to hit 4,000 calories, but obviously you can't eat pizzas, burgers, or all the things that are high in calorie. So eating clean calories was actually quite tough. Yeah. But I lost weight. I got trimmer. My speed increased, and it was well worth the sacrifice of eating so much, shall we say. Now, a couple of comments on there. Good afternoon, guys, for you that have joined us. I can't actually see the names at the moment.
Stella is there.
Oh, yes, Stella definitely is there. And Mark, nice for you both to join us. If anyone's got any questions during this next 45 minutes to an hour, just pop them on and we'll try and answer them. So, like I said before, I've done another live Q&A, but I'll just have a quick introduction for anyone that doesn't know me. I'm Andy, along with Richard. We're both ambassadors. I'm coming up to 50 next year. I've done 5 marathons now. This will be my 6th marathon this year. I've been training, doing triathlons for the last 14 years, maybe, up to Ironman distance. Recently started ultra running, but I just, for me, it's about the training and the social aspect of the sport more than actually getting good times. Time's not really important to me, but having fun is what it's all about. So tonight's session, we're going to talk a little bit about the gear that me and Richard use. We're not professional athletes. We're not. We can only give you our recommendations of things that we use. I've been running for years, so I've got a lot of kit. Richard's relatively new, so I would imagine that your kits. Yeah, I would imagine your wardrobe is quite small at the moment. We're also going to try and discuss about blister prevention. What's the best way to avoid blisters, and also losing nails? I've seen recently on a couple of posts people have been losing nails. It's not part and parcel of marathon running, to be fair. And then we're going to talk about a little bit about time management, how best to do things. And again, obviously, any questions along the way, feel free to drop them on. And you've gone sideways again, Richard.
No, I'm sorry.
I can't see actually the top of your head.
Again.
Oh, we don't want
Lift your camera up a little bit.
sideways.
So first of all, what sort of gear do you run in then, Richard? Just it's a nice, pleasant evening. It's not too warm, not too cold. So what sort of equipment do you run in?
Usually shorts, t-shirt, my high-vis jacket is this one. So I picked this up off eBay for a tenner. I've used this purely for quite thin material. Stock wise, I use compression for the calves, so they're quite long and quite thick. But I would actually use these on a warm day, cold day, which just because it helps with the legs and recovery.
Yeah.
I would use either my Night Pegasus, which if I'm going on a speed run, which is my 5k or 10k. I got these in October, and they are pretty good. Or for my long run, I would use the Ghost 13 now, which I got on Saturday. And I went for a 10k on Tuesday. It was great, really, really comfy. And then yesterday for my 30k, and it's a bit risky, and a new trainer, and you never know, but I thought I'll take the risk, and the cushioning on the inside is just amazing, and cushioning around the ankle as well, and they're just really, really, really good. So for me, long run, Ghost 13, and for your faster, the Pegasus, which I like this colour. They're a bit dirty now, but they was pretty clean at the start anyway. So
I'm very similar to you. I run in the I can't know if you can see them, the On Cloud trainer. Very comfortable. The sole is quite unique. There's quite a lot of cushioning on them. The only problem with them, to be fair, is because of the grooves down the middle and in there, it's very easy to get tiny stones in them, which is can be a little bit annoying, the click, click, click as you're running. But I've had those since probably September of last year. No, maybe a little later, maybe November last year. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I got them this year. I do apologise. I've had them about 4 or 5 months. I've recently switched from Zooks, which were an amazing trainer, but I just can't get them in the UK anymore. So I've gone to the On Cloud. They are quite a lightweight trainer, but I have done big distance in them. I've also obviously got a trail running shoe for when I trail run. But all my road work is on my my Ons. I run in either triathlon shorts, which are like a tight fitting cycling type short, or I'll run in a skort, obviously, because that's what I run in quite often. Or I'll wear like a double layer short, so it's got like a thin running short inside a traditional running short. They're very comfortable, and I generally try and run in running shirts that have got like zips on, so like a tri-top, or it's similar to a cycling top with the zip, but it's really tight fitting, because I get quite hot when I run, and I like to be able to unzip and get a little bit of air in there. I also run always with a head covering on, whether it's a visor when it's really sunny, a buff, a cap, or a skull cap. I've always got something on my head. I must admit, I'm loving your buff there, Richard. It's very colourful.
For the past month or two, pure because when I wear the cap, it kept running and it kept coming off. So I looked on what I can use, and I thought, I'll use this. And it's easier, a lot easier to use, definitely. And comfort. It's all about comfort, really.
Yeah, it is completely, especially on a marathon. But one thing I will say while we're talking about gear is make sure the kit you're going to wear on race day is tried and tested. Don't, a week before the marathon or 2 weeks before the marathon, go out and buy a new pair of shoes or a new pair of socks or even a new t-shirt, because come race day, even kit that you've trained in, week out on, for some reason it's really bizarre. Come marathon day, you will get rub in places that you've never had rub before. So you do really need to have tried and tested kit.
Yeah.
My partner Christine, she wears the same brand of sports bra every run she does. Last year at a marathon, she got horrendous rub off the same bra that she's used every time. And at the runs after marathon, she had no rub. It was really bizarre. Just got a question coming in.
Stella about the laces. And Mark about the band.
Yeah, Stella. So the laces, you might have noticed the laces. Let me see if I can get. They're called lock laces. It comes from triathlon, really. So as you're changing from your cycling shoes to your running shoes, you're not having to tie laces. But I also find when you run, especially longer stuff, your feet start to swell. And if you fasten your laces, what is right at the beginning of the race, halfway through, maybe a little further, as your foot swells, that becomes uncomfortable. So with the lock laces or elastic laces, it is purely as it says. It is elastic and it's stretchy. So as your foot swells, the elastic goes with it. They're very cheap. I got those off Amazon for about £1. Decathlon sell them for a couple of pounds. Not everybody likes them, but they are really worth looking into.
That's right.
Yeah, like I say, it's we'll talk about the laces as we talk about the blisters later on in the day.
I did have a problem with these bad boys.
Yeah,
The first week, oh man, horrible. I got 3 or 4 blisters on the left foot,
yeah,
on the toe. I'm pretty sure it was because of the space in the shoe.
yeah,
Not as much you can see here compared to that one.
yeah,
Oh, you can see it straight away. So
yeah,
on this one, it's a lot more comfort. This one, my foot at the front had space to move. So the only way I did it, 2 pairs of socks. That's the only thing I stopped in.
yeah.
Otherwise, I will be sending them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I've always in the past gone for trainers that have got the built-in tongue,
Yeah.
so you can run sockless. Basically, again, it comes from triathlon, but for marathon running, they were perfect because your tongue never moved because it was a built-in tongue. Unfortunately, the ons that I'm now wearing is just a normal tongue, and I've never had any problem with it.
No.
So fingers crossed. Now I've said that, I can guarantee I
Yeah.
will get a
Oh,
bit of
thank
rub. But yeah, socks are very, very important. You mentioned socks briefly there.
Mark,
Oh, just bear with me. Sorry, Mark's asked a question. Do you prefer a certain brand of trainers, and if so, why? I always wear ASICs because there isn't a designer outlet. Where's it gone? Designer outlet near me. Near the shop, but thinking about trying something different. Yeah, I always used to use Zoot. So for about 4 or 5 years, I used Zoot trainers, which were an American make, very big in the triathlon world. But I'm a heel striker, so I needed a trainer with real good heel cushioning, which Zoot had. Like I said early on this year, I've gone to ONS, and I will now stay with ONS unless Zoots become available again. The pure reason why I've sort of gone with ONS was the price was good, the fit was right, and the cushioning was right. But I will now stick with them because I know the work. So all I will do every year is I will buy the same trainer, but I will buy this year's version. So I think these are version 7s or something. So this year when I upgrade, and I do about 350 mile in a pair of trainers,
That's not
and
bad, that.
I will upgrade and get the newest version, hopefully a different colour because they're a bit boring. What about
I
you,
want-
Richard? What what made you go for the trainers you've got?
Well, I started off with the Focus. That's my first trainer. So I just checked this morning. I've ran, I think it's 700 kilometers. So that's 400 miles, I think.
Yeah.
Around that, and they are really, really comfy. I
Yeah.
never got them, never got sore feet or anything. So they are pretty good. They're built for the custom, these ones. The
Yeah.
Focus. And they are great trainer. Obviously, these, but I've only ran 100k. I did get blisters in the first week, but I think that was my own fault. I think
Yeah.
they are super quick, so that's Nike, different one. And now I've got the Brooks again, different brands. So as three trainers, three different brands. So far, these are probably my favourite, only because of comfort. Again, the inside, lovely and squashy, bottom, nice. Just felt really, really nice to run in. Just felt like a warm blanket on a cold morning. I actually posted it the other day, and these are great. But for pure speed and for pure, when I put them on, I think, oh, I'm going to smash it. Has to be the night Pegasus 37, just amazing, amazing. Again, not which is my favourite.
Yeah.
I'm still testing different trainers out.
Yeah.
Still new. I'm a newbie.
For me, I think comfort is one of the most important aspects of any shoe that I wear, whether they're trainer or normal shoes. So it is worth trying different brands of trainer and different what's the word I'm looking for? If you do like a particular brand, try the different models. But something you really, really do need to do before you buy any trainer is get a gait analysis, because you've obviously got neutral runners, overpronate, super pronate. I think there's 3 different types of running. Some people are flat-footed, some are high arched. So if you go to a running shop, Toe Butts in Bolton is very good. They will analyse your run and they will then tell you what style of shoe to get. I'm a neutral runner, so I can wear any style of shoe as long as they're neutral. Can't wear anything with support, because that not only affects the way you run, but it affects your joints, so your knee, your hip, your back, and it can make life very, very uncomfortable if you've got the wrong style of wrong style of shoe for how you run. So I'm presuming you got a gait analysis when you started running on the 5Ks, did you?
I didn't.
No.
I've not. No. And to be fair, I've not really had any problem, any injury. But now you said that, maybe I should get myself checked. Make sure I've got the proper kind of shoe. So I'm a bit there. A bit naughty. I'll have to get it checked out. But as I say,
like I was saying before as well, with the shoes, I do apologise. Another, well, we might as well start at the bottom and work up, basically. So, socks. You were saying you wear compression socks.
Yeah.
I personally have always gone for a double layer sock. So let me just try and so the sock itself, I don't know if you can see, has got two, like an inner liner and then the outer sock. So yeah, you can't see it. It's not very good. I'll just explain what they are. So as you run in, it's similar to wearing 2 pairs of socks, a thin pair that's inside and then the normal pair that's outside. These are by a company called Runderwear. They're very expensive, but they're well worth the money. They're sort of £20 a pair. but Sports Direct do a very similar sock, 2 pairs for a tenner. So again, you know, you can go and spend a lot of money, or you can do it a lot cheaper. But like I say, I've ran 5 marathons, and I've never suffered with blisters during a marathon, wearing my double layered socks. But again, you know, so I think the socks and the lock laces and the correctly fitting shoe is the first step in preventing blisters. And I then, similar to you, I wear calf guards as opposed to an all-in-one sock. Again, I prefer the calf guards over the socks, because some races, especially triathlons, you don't wear socks. So you know, the calf guards are good, same as you, more for recovery and well, the look as well. To be honest, I've not seen any scientific proof out there that says it's injury prevention or anything. But for me personally, I do feel the difference when I run in them and when I don't run in them. My legs feel more relaxed after the run. And like I say, I like the look of them as well. I'm not going to lie. I normally wear pink or orange calf guards just because I like to be a little bit different. So what's the reason that you wear the compression socks?
The main reason, just because at the start I were getting sore calves, but they were quite achy. So obviously I went online on Google, checked what I could do, and it came up with compression socks. So gave them a whirl and felt great. Ever since, I've never had sore calves since. So that's the reason. So for me, it works. I'm not saying it'll work for everyone, but maybe if you're getting sore calves after a run, give them a try. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would definitely agree. It's well worth trying. I know people that really can't get on with compression socks or calf guards, but yeah, it's definitely one worth trying. So we've got a quick question or a comment of Mark. This year, my foot swelled in a 20-mile race. My laces were too tight and it pinched a nerve in the sole of the foot and couldn't run. I got a DNF, did not finish, and should have loosened off the laces. Now I have elastic and won't ever go back. Yeah, it's like I say, elastic laces, yes, they are designed for a purpose, but they do really help, excuse me, when it comes to sort of foot swell and things. So yeah, definitely worth looking into. And Christine has put that Runderwear we've got a 50% off at the minute. Oh, that's worth. Can't believe she's never told me about that one. And Christine's put, I don't like running in compression socks, but wear them for recovery afterwards. Yeah, you know, I think this is what compression wear is all about. Really, it's about the recovery more than the actual running at the time. So moving on from sort of legs and footwear, there's not really much we can say about shorts. Shorts are everybody's personal preference. Some people like running in skirts and some don't, you know. So sort of bodywear kit sort of thing. Obviously, you've got your t-shirts and running tops like I run in. Yeah. What do you wear when it's raining or a little bit cooler than, you know, like middle of the summer? So what do you wear to keep warm and or dry or whatever?
To keep dry, I just wear this. So it's quite thin, but when I'm running, I warm. I wear this, and then in summer, I just wear my t-shirt. So
yeah.
So is that. I don't underneath layer, the thermal layer or anything. Or I've not felt the need to. I suppose it's going to be colder because I do run early in the morning. Yesterday I was up at 4, so 4 o'clock out for about back then till about 7:30. So if it's a cold morning, it's a long time to be out. So I suppose again it's something I'm just going to have to see really and play by ear. So if we go
Yeah.
out and I am a bit cold, then I'll have to look at buying some more running gear.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got a comment, which is a very, very good comment here. Let me just off Scott Green. I fasten my laces using the top hole on the trainers, using the loops to support the trainer, which takes the pressure off my feet. That is something I was going to mention. There is different ways to lace up your trainers. I'm not sure on what they are because obviously I use elastic laces, so that's the way to go. But if you Google different foot complaints and different ways to lace, one of them is you go to the top hole, then into the bottom hole. Most trainers have got 2 holes at the top, if you understand me. Let me see if these have. Yeah, so there, if you look at the trainer, there's actually 2 holes at the top. And depending on how you lace that up can alter the way that the trainer sits on your foot. Scott's also put long sleeve with a t-shirt over the top and a cap if it's raining. Yeah, I'm a bit of a I'm looking for the right word here. Bit of a wimp when it comes to being cold. So I run, generally speaking, in either a compression vest in my running top or a short sleeve compression top if it's a bit chillier, or complete full length merino wool compression top with my top on. If it's a little bit chilly, maybe spitting, I've then got a gilet, which is a very thin, windproof, sleeveless, bodied warmer type thing. Very thin, folds away, very, very small. Can fit in your back pocket when it's not in use. And I will run in that if it's sort of a little bit chilly. And when I say a little bit chilly, it can be like 40 degrees, not 40 degrees, but it can be what everyone else would say is warm, but for some reason I sort of feel the cold a little bit. If it's slightly cooler still or raining quite heavy, I've got a lightweight lung jacket. Again, this is very lightweight, quite thin, folds away. I don't know if you can see it. Folds away, quite tiny. Was reasonably cheap. You can buy them very cheap from most running shops. Then if it's a bit more heavier rain or sort of this time of year, I've then got a thicker jacket with a hood, which doesn't fold away quite as small. This was, I think, £20 from Decathlon, but it's very warm. It's a boil in the bag, windproof, waterproof, running top. It's only really used when it's really bad weather, because I don't believe in bad weather. I believe in bad clothing. So there's no excuse not to go running in most weathers, as long as you've got the right clothing. And then the last jacket that I've got to run in was a bit more expensive. It's 10,000 whatever it is waterproof, so it's completely waterproof. It's got tape seams so it doesn't leak, but it's breathable, again with a hood, and it's breathable. That was £55 from Decathlon, and it works a treat. I've done fell runs with it. You can spend up to £200-300 on a jacket very similar to this, and it does the same job as that from Decathlon, but it's not an OMM or a Solomon jacket, so it hasn't got the name. But like I say, it's perfect. I've only ever had to use it twice, and I was bone dry underneath it with no sweat. So you can spend as much or as little as you want on good kit. I find Decathlon is absolutely faultless for most of the stuff that they do.
Yeah, that's where I got mine from. Not sure if I
Yeah.
think that's- I think it was £20. So find it. Kalenji. Don't even know how you
Yes,
pronounce
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Kalenji.
yeah,
Yeah. I think it was £20. So I
yeah,
got that second actually for a tenner off
yeah,
eBay.
yeah.
I'm a bit.
Again, you can't beat eBay, can you? Yeah,
So that's chocolate.
These were £100, but I got a greater.
yeah,
These ones I managed to get for 70. The new Brogues and those are 120. So again,
yeah,
around you can get really good deals. Honestly, I tell you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a cracking question. I'll ignore that comment of Christine. I would like to point out Christine is my wife, but she's just said I'm soft. Scott's asking, what do you use for chaffing? For me personally, it's Sudocrem. Lots and lots of Sudocrem. But when I'm running in my triathlon shorts, because they're a tight-fitting short, I don't get chaff in the lower regions. I'm trying to be politically correct here. So, like I said, I do wear tight-fitting shorts. So not very often I run in longs unless it's really, really icy cold. I love shorts. For things like jogger's nipple, and this is quite controversial. I've not had jogger's nipple for about 10 years or more, and it was when I started shaving my chest. Funny enough, I got really bad jogger's nipple in a race. It was only a 5 mile, a 6 mile race, 10k it was, and I got really bad bleeding nipples. And somebody said to me, and it might have purely been a joke, but they said about shaving the chest. I've shaved my chest and I don't get jogger's nipple anymore. I'm not saying that's the sole reason why I don't, but it just seems coincidental.
I've never had, but I've had chafing down below though.
Yeah,
I use it. Do you see it, right? Other
yeah,
list move. It's the missus. It's off the wife, so I don't
yeah,
know the price of it, but that really helps.
yeah,
So I had before, and I've never had it since for a
yeah,
long run. So say if I'm like running over 10k, I'll always apply that.
yeah, yeah.
And I never usually just suffer from anything like that.
You're very lucky then. Yeah, yeah. Scott uses Body Glide again. Body Glide, anything like that's going to work. Vaseline, Sudocrem, any cream like that is a good starting point. Vaseline from the pound shoppers, Mark Nixon says. Christine puts Vaseline on her boobs to stop the rub. Runderwear, again, Scott was saying about Runderwear. Runderwear is a company that specialises in underwear for runners. It's not the cheapest in the world, but it is very good quality undergarments. So again, if you want to treat yourself for Christmas, definitely try something like that. What else have we got there? Sorry, I've lost my notes. So yeah, we've discussed like the jackets and things. Hats wise, like I said earlier, I always run in some sort of headgear. A visor when it's warm and sunny, a peak cap if it's a little cooler, a buff when it's getting a bit more chilly, and then a skull cap when it's getting really cold or wet. What about you, Mark? Obviously, Richard, you've got a buff on now. Do you run in that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Just comfort, then. Even if it's raining or anything like that, I don't put a hood up or put a cap on anything. I just wear this now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just nice and comfortable.
Yeah.
I used to actually run in a cab, a Forrest Gump cab, which I've got in there somewhere, and I used to enjoy running in that because I had a proper full beard
Yeah.
during lockdown, and I got some looks, I tell you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just run in this.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good. Good and
I
quiet.
find. Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
They're quite cheap as well. Only
Yeah.
a few quid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again,
Yeah. I've got.
good.
I must have about 30 buffs, to be fair, ranging from 99p from Aldi all the way up to 20 quid for a proper buff.
Yeah.
You know,
They're good.
but I find buffs useful because you can wear them in so many different ways.
Yeah.
You can cover your ears. You can have it as a face mask. You know, they're just so universal.
Yeah.
Scott's asked another good question here. What lighting have you been using in the evenings? I use a couple of systems really. The first one I use, if I'm doing a nighttime run and the streets aren't lit up, I have a running headlight with a head strap over and a rear flashlight that, if I just turn that on, so you've got a rear light and a front light. That should have been £70, but I got it at the Run Show in Birmingham a couple of years ago for £20. It's a 350 lumen front light, so it's like having a car behind you on full beam. It's got about 6 different settings, but what I like about it is it's just normal AA batteries. So as the batteries run out, you just change them. Chargeable are brilliant, but for me personally, I prefer being able to change the batteries in the back. Like I say, I've started ultra running, and you can run all through the night, and just being able to change the batteries is priceless. If I'm running around town, so a bit more pavement work, I have a chest strap, again with the rear lights and the front light on the front. That sits on your chest. I don't know if you can see, so sort of there. And it's got flash mode on it. That was from Decathlon. That was $29.99. That's chargeable. But car drivers get to see you even on the pavement. I then have an armband that was about £1 from Aldi. And then this gadget I really do like. So this fits onto the back of your trainer. It's got little grippy bits inside, if you can see. And it fits on the back of your trainer. And just flashes away. And because that's moving on your shoe, it's really visible from any passing car drivers or other runners or anything. And obviously, in the age we're living in now, it is really good to be seen. What about you? What sort of lighting do you use, or do you just make sure you run where the street lights?
I usually run on a main road, Walkley Road, and I go through runs, so I don't really run where there's no light. So I think as long as it's got my high-vis jacket, the cars, they've not really got an excuse to not see me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd say all that stuff there is pretty cool. So
yeah,
if you do go on trails or you know somewhere where there's not, then it's just something to think about. So it's really good there. Really good.
Yeah, like I say, the headlight is brilliant for trail running. But what I do if we're running really sort of rough terrain, I'll wear the chest light, which is 250 lumen, and the headlight, which is 350. So the chest light is pointing down more at the floor where my feet are, and the headlight's wherever I look. So I can see everything around me. Saying that, I still fall over. I can trip over my own feet, to be quite honest. So yeah, lighting is again is down to personal choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Scott said, more visibility is brilliant, but also to be seen is quite important. This jacket here, if you look at it, sort of built into the outer of the jacket is that Pro Vis type stuff. So that's quite luminous. But yeah, so it's not often I'll run on just the main road. I like to get away from people and concentrate on what my day's been like. But yeah, definitely high vis jacket at the very least. What time are we on? Yeah, we've still got time. So the next point we were going to raise, Stella can't go out without lights and lots of reflective gear. Yeah, you know, it is something we do need to be aware of. There's been a couple of deaths on the roads in Bolton of recently during the day. So, you know, when we go out at night, there's even more risk there. So that's a good point, Stella. Christine, pardon, sorry?
I see like no cars in the morning, have they?
Yeah, but you're an early morning runner, aren't you?
At night though, God, oh man, even during the day, I would hate to run at that time.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I run in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't see cars really, don't see that many people. More safer, but at the end of the day, a lot of people don't want to get up at that time. So
I'm one of those people. I'm not going to lie. I like to stay in bed as late as I can. But then come race day, my alarm goes off at 2 a.m. You know. Christine's put, if I'm on the main road, I still put on my arm light, really cheap, and attracts attention. Again, do you know what I mean? It's a very good point. You know, an arm light is £1. Batteries aren't great in them, but for £1, it's not going to really cause any problems to the banks, is it? And Stella's put, I find there's still idiots out running in the morning. I find there's still idiots out early. Yeah, there's idiots out all day long. But main roads generally, you know, would you really need about a light? What about safety when you're running? Are you using Strava Beacon? That's a very good point. That brings us on nicely, actually, to sports watches and monitoring devices. So, what watch do you use, and do you use Strava alongside with it?
I do actually. I do use it. The Strava Beacon, I've got it connected up with the wife's phone, so she can actually track us, exactly where I am. And I use the Garmin 235. I'll try and get it to light up. There you go. Run happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was the Garmin 235. It does.
Can you just run up again, like
It monitors my heart rate.
mine's got Bolton Marathon on it.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's good. And the battery life's pretty good. So I put the charge in maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And that's the long runs as well. So it's not too bad. It's quite cheap as well. I picked this up second hand again, eBay, £80.
Yeah.
Pretty good. You can get these pretty cheap.
Yeah.
How about yourself? What are you using?
I'm just my wife's just running up to get my watch. I use a Garmin. Just bear with me. My dog's come to say hello. I do apologise. He's a proper attention seeker. My watch, my watch is just here. So let me light mine up. I use the Garmin 920, complete with Bolton Marathon face screen.
Oh, nice! I like
that. It's again, because I do triathlon. This is a multi-sport watch.
Yeah.
Similar to Scott, who uses a Phoenix 5, which again is a triathlon watch, a very good watch, the Phoenix 5. Again, I got this off eBay, £100, maybe 3 years ago. Battery life on it is 16 plus hours when you're using GPS and heart rate. So should be enough time for me to finish Bolton Marathon on one battery charge, I would hope.
Just about.
It monitors with I wear a strap, so I monitor my heart rate, which I use a lot for racing and training.
It is important.
That I have connected to Strava, but I don't use Beacon because I don't subscribe to the Strava. I only use the free, side of Strava. But what the 920 has is incident detection. So if I fall over, or like what happened a couple of weeks ago when I passed out, if this suddenly drops, it sends a text message with my grid reference location and a distress call to Christine. Fortunately, when I did collapse last couple of weeks ago, Christine was with me, so there was no panic. Would you like to explain what the Strava beacon is for anybody who doesn't know what it is? Because I think it's a very good idea, a good thing Strava have started doing in connection with Garmin.
Well, Strava Beacon, you basically, on the app, it gives you the option. You click on it, the Strava Beacon, and then you put a person's number in it, so my wife, and then what it would do, if you stop, like you said, it would actually send a text message or a message to the missus, and she can actually monitor my run, so she could log on anytime and see where I am, basically. So,
yeah, it's a good idea.
Function.
Yeah,
she's never used it.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's very good. One of the main reasons why I bought the 920 was many years ago now, 1997. I had a major bleed in my brain. There is the risk it can happen again. So I bought the 920 because of the incident detection. Because obviously, if I'm running solo, Christine likes to know if there's anything. But what I also do, I wear dog tags with ice on in case of emergency. She's got Christine's name, Christine's telephone number. They were very cheap from eBay or Amazon, whichever. I think they were about £4. Then maybe £4 to get them engraved. But I also never run or bike without telling Christine or somebody what route I'm planning on taking. And I never deviate off that route. So if I say to Christine, I'm going to run along Chorley New Road to Lostock Station, then drop onto the river back to Bolton, that is the route I will do. Yeah. If I change my route, I text or ring. When I'm fell running, it's very rare I fell run on my own, to be honest. But again, we always tell people where we're going, what plan we're doing. I will download the route into my watch. Christine will have it in her watch, and we're always well aware of where we both are at all times, which is for me is just part and parcel of going out running, really. Obviously you feel the same way, which is why you've got Strava Beacon. That's a very good idea. We're running out of a bit of time here, so that's something that does get brought up quite a lot is what sort of support network have you got? Family, friends, anything like that?
For me, it's mainly life. Friends and that, they do support me a bit, but they're not really into running. Because I'm like new to it, it's kind of difficult. So it's mainly the wife and the friends who are into it are really you guys. Facebook, Strava, on Strava especially, Strava's amazing. And I recommend anybody new to running, get Strava, and it'll be like your second family, and that's how I look at it. Honestly, when they post one on, some of my friends on there who I've never met, by the way, it's amazing. I always say, "Oh, good run, guys," and all this, and you're just picking yourselves up all the time, helping each other, and the support you get. Honestly, there's no way I would have achieved what I've done this year without everyone's help, because it's just impossible to do it on your own. It really is. You've got to have that support. You really do. I'm really happy with all the support I've been getting. So yeah, it's very important. So Strava, Facebook groups, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah. You see, I'm very, very lucky. Christine, my partner who sat with me,
Yeah.
She's run marathons for a lot longer than me. I think Christine's done 15 marathons. I might be wrong. Is it 15? 10, 15? Oh, sorry,
Wow.
16.
Amazing.
I've just been corrected. 16 marathons.
Oh,
So Christine really understands the
Yeah.
training, the running, the eating, and again, very, very lucky. I go out for a training ride, come home and my dinner's made, and it's got all the right proteins, all the right carbs, all the right fat, and everything. I'm almost treated like a pro athlete, to be honest, even though I'm far from it. But again, because I first started properly training when I was like 16. So my whole adult life has been in and around sport. So a lot of my friends are athletes. And even my non-sporting friends get really behind it. My workmates think I'm mental.
Yeah, mine do.
You know, it's it's quite funny when you book a Monday off work after a marathon, and then go for a run to recover. And they're like, "Well, did you not run enough yesterday?" And it's like, "Yeah, but I need to do a recovery run today."
Yeah.
They
just don't.
go on, sorry.
They just like don't understand it, do they? Because they
No.
don't done it.
No. But you know what? It's nice when you influence somebody. So somebody I work with took up running last year, and I'm not saying it was purely because I run, but he started running, and he's actually going to be doing the Bolton 10K on the same day as the marathon. So he's a much quicker runner than me. He's a lot younger than me. During the first lockdown, he was furloughed and was running every day while I was working every day. So he's come on in leaps and bounds. But it's just really good to see that, you know, somebody that you might have influenced a little bit. But my family, I cannot fault my family. My dad comes to almost every race I do.
Wow.
Christine,
never had, because I'm still new to it.
Yeah.
So I've never seen a race. I've never run with anybody else apart from my son Clark, who's 8. And we did a 3K and then we did a 5K together, and it was lovely. But then because like I mean, this started my journey when it was lockdown. It's been pretty strange, you know. But again, I've got that all to come, so it's exciting. It's going to be an interesting year to come. So hopefully, get plenty of races in. Obviously, do the massive one, the Bolton one. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But it's all learning. It's all learning still.
Yeah. And you know what? It is an amazing journey. That, let's say, the support network that you will pick up along the way. I found that the Bolton Marathon Facebook page and the other ambassadors are absolutely amazing. Like I say, I've been around sport all my adult life. I do numerous races in the years or through the years that have got their own Facebook groups and other things. And I can put my hand on my heart and say, out of all the races I've ever done, there's only ever been 2 races that I feel that it's almost like being in a family. One of those races is a triathlon called Lakesman, and it is with like a family. It's a family run race. We take over Keswick for the weekend. It's brilliant. But Bolton Marathon has got the same ethos and the same way of doing things. And the Facebook group, the training and support group, it's amazing. It's motivating me to go out and run a little bit more. When I'm feeling tired, I'll go for a run, just because I know I'm likely to maybe see somebody out running who's in the group or who's doing the Bolton Marathon, especially because I live so close to the start and finish. It's really good. But yeah, you know, the support network is a big part of any sport really that you do. If you've not got the support of the family and loved ones, you're just going to find it so hard.
Yeah.
So hard. So a couple of comments. Let me just read this. Bolton Marathon. This is great stuff, guys. The tech available for runners is amazing. It's the tech for runners is endless.
Oh,
I've recently seen a little pod you can put on your foot that tells you how much power you're putting out and your stride length and everything. The 920 does your stride length and your RPM and everything. But this little pod, it's just like, it is a Garmin pod, so it connects to your watch. Too much information for me. Heart rate is about the only thing I really bother with. Christine has put WhatsApp. Oh, this is interesting. WhatsApp have a safety beacon that will send you a location if you get into problems. You can access your phone.
Didn't know
Yeah.
I discovered that on the Ultra.
And oh yeah, Christine also put, yeah, the kids don't come with us when we go racing, but one's 18, one's 19, so they've got their own life.
This was the comment for Richard.
Oh, and Christine's put, you will find it amazing when you finish, but having your family see you makes it special. That's 100%. Here's the
Honestly,
link to our training. Sorry, Richard.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it is. It's just the best feeling in the world. The last Q&A me and Mark did, Mark was saying that he finishes and looks behind and sees the people finishing behind. I probably won't have that pleasure because I'll be one of the back finishers. Marathon's put the link up for anybody who's not on the Facebook group. Get on there. It is brilliant.
Oh, it is.
And Stella has got a foot pod, and it's great. Maybe one of the Q&A, Stella, you can come on and tell people about what the foot pod is. We might all end up buying them. Didn't realise it was 8 o'clock, so we'll just do one more quick thing that we said we'd talk about tonight, which is time management. Which is, yeah, time management, and we've overrun. So we'll make this quite quick. When you train or anything, do you go off mileage or do you go off time?
I go off mileage at the minute.
Yeah.
I thought about going off time, but because again I'm quite in doing the things is what matters at the minute.
Yeah.
But come January, once I've actually run a marathon, I'll probably look at possibly doing time. So obviously, my short runs half an hour, medium ones an hour, and then my longer ones 2 hours. And maybe because I'm not sure at the minute. I'll just have to wait and see. But as for timing my runs, I always do it before I get up. So I had my longest run just yesterday, so I got up at 4. Whereas usually, if it was a shorter, longer run, 21k for instance, I would get up at 5 because you've got to get back home, give the kids breakfast, bring them to school, and I've got to do all that. So I have to time it earlier. And say if I'm at work and I start work at 6 usually, I usually get up at 4, go from lunch straight away, come back, breakfast, shower, get ready, and then I'm good through. So it is tough, but for me, I find it easier getting up earlier. I know other people would prefer running on the break, for instance, or possibly running after work. But for me personally, I prefer getting up, feeling fresh, and just getting that run done, and then it just motivates me for the day. But that's just me. That's just me. How about yourself? Do you do it?
For me, 95% of my training is time based.
Yeah.
So I will do a 40-minute run or an hour run, or my long runs. Obviously, again, because I do ultras, my long runs might be 4, 5, 6 hours. I find that works better for me because if I know I'm going to do an hour run, I can fit that in. So, like you say, and I do it sometimes. I'll get up and do a run before work, especially in the summer when the weather's a bit nicer. But after work, if I have to pick Christine up from work at 7:30 and I'm doing an hour run, if I finish work at 5 o'clock, I know I can get home, walk the dog, get changed, and I can do that hour run before I go get her. Well, if I
Right.
was doing distance-based stuff, I'd be, oh, I'll do this once I've got Christine.
Yeah.
Even if it's only 5 mile, I'd be sat, oh no, I'll do that when I get Christine. And then when I've got Christine, it's like, oh, you know, I really can't be bothered now.
Yeah.
But again, I just find it so much easier to do time-based work over distance.
You know then exactly
Yeah.
what time to finish in, and you can plan it
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
It does make those.
Yeah. But again, I'm really lucky because I generally work 8 till 4:30. I work in a
Right.
school, so I
Oh,
work
right.
Monday to Friday. I'm part of maintenance, so I work
Right.
every day, including holidays. But just recently, I'm doing sort of 7 a.m. till 6 p.m.
Right.
But I get an hour for lunch. So if I've only got a 30-minute run or a 40-minute run, I can do that in my lunch break. But like normally, when lockdown isn't in, you know, I do 8 till 4:30, so I can get my run done before tea really.
Right.
And I'm usually quite good with time management, but we've overrun tonight.
Probably.
So yeah, we'll wrap it up. So for the rest of this week and the weekend, obviously tomorrow is the food for runners, and the last couple of weeks have been really good. Still not tried the pancakes yet, but yeah, the pizza's been going down really well. I've maybe had too many, only one a day, so maybe I need to cut that down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Saturday is nutrition with John Goodidge. I can vouch for John. He's my coach and nutritionalist, very good. And then Sunday's the usual reflection on the week. So again, you know, another good weekend of good things to look at and loads of information out there. Yeah, so it's been a pleasure to finally meet you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure, Andy.
Let's
Nice.
getting Bolton Marathon, getting rid of the non-productive stuff that takes time is key. If you're taking on a marathon, watching telly, spending hours on social media can sap hours of time, energy, or training. What do you think? 100%. Yeah, I'm like I say, because I work steady hours, I find it really easy. But I do find if I come home, walk the dog, and then sit down to watch Simpsons or The Chase, then I'll find it harder to get out. I would rather get straight out as soon as I get home. Because yeah, it is just too easy just to.
For me, it's too. I usually finish work at 6, and then I cycle home, and then by the time I get home, I'm putting kids to bed. So you're talking 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's no way I'm gonna go for running that time.
Yeah.
So it's just early morning.
Yeah.
I do 2 guys, so 4 on 4, 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then well, some weeks, so it could be 2 days, 4 nights, 4 days, 2 nights.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult. But if I know I'm going to be running just the mornings, I can slot them in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, quickly, I'll just put that in.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bolton
been a pleasure.
Marathon have told me I need to try the pancakes. I do apologise. I will try them this weekend, I promise.
They are awesome.
Yeah. So like I say, it's been really good meeting you finally, and hopefully we'll get, once this lockdown's cancelled and we can start sort of organising runs on the marathon route. Maybe some of the guys that are in the group will come and join us and get a few runs out. It's been a real pleasure talking to you and hopefully helping people out a little bit.
Yeah,
and
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Take care, guys. Thank you all for listening in. Enjoy your weekend.
Good night.
Bye bye.